Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's been a little bit since I posted a long video, but today I'm looking forward to kind of explaining how I got my first big girl job at 18 years old. So it's sort of a wild ride and I really want to get into it with you because if I can do it, you can totally do it. The opportunities are endless and everywhere is looking for good help. So if you're motivated and driven, stick around because you can definitely get a good job that gets you out of your first 14-year-old job a lot quicker than you maybe thought. So I have my laptop here and I have it all listed out so I don't forget anything. The first thing I want to mention is that I had a small connection to this place before I applied. When I say small, like it was minuscule. All that gave me was they just were like, hey, she's gonna be applying here. So they were kind of looking out for my application, but they accept applicants from everywhere. I don't really think it gave me that much of a foothold. I still had to interview and do everything myself. Just want to be open there that they did know that I would be applying, and so they were aware of that. I was so nervous for this whole process, and so I just want to reiterate, if I can do it, you can do it too. We got this. Before I actually even got the opportunity to go and have an in-person interview at this place, they did a phone interview with me about a week before my actual interview. I didn't really know what to expect. I had no clue. And so my mom was really helpful, and she was like, oh, they just probably want to see that you can handle yourself on the phone. They want to get to know you a little bit and just kind of see what you're like before they go to all the time of having you come in. That really put me at ease because I don't love being on the phone, but I can talk on the phone. And so we sort of just talked. She asked a little bit about myself and I explained a little bit what I had done as a job but before that and sort of where I was at in life coming out of 1 year of school and having worked since I was 14 at like my first job. I was looking for something that I could do full time, more consistent hours and all of that. So it went really well. I'd say we were on the phone for maybe 5 minutes. It wasn't super long or anything. And then at the end of that, she scheduled me to come in for an in-person interview, which like I said was a week later. I just wanted to explain kind of the timeline with that. The in-person interview was way more intimidating. I've only had one interview before when I got my job at 14, and I mean that was like a open house interview. Like there was a bunch of other kids sitting there waiting for their chance to talk to the owner. It was an interview, like base level style interview. Perfect for what I needed as a 14-year-old trying to get a job. I definitely couldn't have handled something more professional and structured, but they know that they're working with people that are getting their first job at that place, so it was great. But this I was a lot more stressed about. I like want to dress really well and all of that. So the prep that I kind of did before I went to the interview was picking out my outfit the night before. I really wanted to know that I would be confident in what I was wearing. I wore a black dress, not too short, not too low, heels. I think I curled my hair or just like did my hair really nice. I wanted to look professional and classy. That definitely helped me walk in feeling a lot more confident, like I'm professional, I can do this. I prepared a lot of paperwork the night before. I guess it wasn't a lot of paperwork, but I printed out my resume. I brought some lined paper with me and a pen. I think that's it. But I put it all in a nice folder so I could carry everything in like a more sleek way. And I just wanted to have my resume in case they didn't have it. And they actually had already printed it out. I saw one of the guys looking at it when I was there for the interview. And I wanted to have something to be able to take notes. And I remember something else I had written out questions that I wanted to ask during the interview. We'll kind of get into that later, but I didn't want to forget them because when you're nervous, like it's all out the window. The third step that I did to prepare was really mapped out how I was going to get there the day of the interview. I did not want to take any chances being late, and I'm someone that admittedly will run late to things but not work. Like I'm really disciplined about getting to work on time and like especially interviews and stuff like that. So I was like stressing out. I was like, I'm not going to be late. Like there can be a little bit of traffic for me to get there depending how you hit lights and everything, and I'm like, I'm not messing around with this. I took Google Maps or whatever maps you want to use and I just really planned it out, and I know the area pretty well, but I wanted to see definitely how long it took me to get there because I wanted to get there like about 10 minutes early to give me time to figure out where I was supposed to park and walk in and meet with the person I was supposed to see before the interview. It really helped having my outfit and the paperwork planned the night before because I think my interview was at like 9 or 10 in the morning. It takes about 30 minutes to get there. Having that already set was really nice to have those things out of the way, and then I just woke up, got dressed, and left at the set time that I told myself, which I think I left, if my interview will say it was at 10, I think I left like 9:15, 9:20ish, and that gave me a little bit of a cushion in case it was like drastically busier than it would normally be. It gave me time to park and walk in and everything. I did end up getting there about 10 minutes before my interview started, and I walked in and there's a girl at the front desk who's like so nice. I work with her now, but that's a side note. I was talking to her, I'm like, oh hey, I'm here to see so and so. She's like, okay, great. Like she went and got them and let them know I was there. She's like, okay, you can have a seat? I'm like, okay. And she's super talkative, like calming all my nerves. She's like, oh, you're great. If you get the job, you're gonna love working here, yada yada yada. I'm like, oh, what's your name? She's like, oh, you know, it's yada yada yada. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I'm Annie. And that proved really helpful because about 2 minutes later, the guy came down that got me for the interview. I ended up meeting with two guys at the same time. One guy comes down to get me. We go up and he introduced himself. When he came and got me, shook his hand, made eye contact with him, tried to give like a firm but not like scary hard handshake. So during the actual interview process, I can give you a little bit of a rundown of some of the things that we talked about. They went over just getting to know me a little bit, and then they asked sort of about myself, and I said what I used to do for work. This is some of the skills that I learned from that, and this is sort of why I'm here and what I'm hoping for. So that was just kind of like the basis. The whole time that I was talking to everybody and they were introducing me, I was trying to memorize names so I could like show that I am attentive and want to get to know people and have good people skills. They asked me why I specifically wanted to work at this company, like what drew me to them. One of the things I said was I've been looking on their website, which was true. I would highly recommend doing your research about the company before you apply. I didn't know anything about this place before I heard about it through my mom, and so I want to make a good first impression by like I'm not just applying here just for a job. Like I know my research about this place and I know a little bit about what they do and like their values, and so that was really helpful because I was able to say like, oh, I see that you guys are involved in this, I see that this is important to you. I was talking to the girl that I met down in the lobby and I dropped her name and I'm like, and she really liked it and was really encouraging me here, and so it just sounds like a really nice place to work. That's like a very simplified version obviously of what I said, but I'm really thankful that I took the time to do that, and I wouldn't have unless I had seen someone else talk about it in a YouTube video. Highly recommend that if you get an interview. The other thing that they asked about was my long-term goals, because I think, you know, they want to see that I'm somebody that could actually stay there. I mean, I've already tried to do the college path. I can talk about that in a different video. It didn't end up working out for me other than the 1-year school that I did. I was able to kind of explain like, I'm not really trying to go anywhere. I said, I'm like, I don't know if you're supposed to say this in an interview or not, but I was just honest with them. Like, I've heard that people can work remotely here, and I mean, at the end of the day, my goal would really be to like get married and have kids. Like, I would love to be able to do that, and so I had heard that it would be a possibility to work remotely or hybrid, and so I could do a little bit of that with having kids and stuff like that. I don't know. I just kind of made it up on the fly. I wasn't prepared for the question, but you can be now. I mean, and that is my long-term plan. We'll see. And I would obviously want to work until I have kids, and that could be like 5 years away. So I'm not going anywhere. And so far, I've loved my job. Great place to work. After we kind of talked through all of that, they did extend me a job offer. And at this point, I was actually going back and forth between them and another place. Okay, that's great. I'm like, can I think about it and let you know there's one other place that was offering me a job? Oh yeah, like kind of asked what could be the holdup with that place. And I just explained like, well, they were willing to give me $1 an hour more to start. I would get a raise as soon as I had passed a certification that they were going to send me through at the place I work now. I just wanted time to think about it, and I needed to let the other people know that I was probably going to go with that place, but I wanted to take care of it properly before I just jump ship. Oh, backtracking, the other thing that they talked about was all the benefits and plans that they have and pay and the vacation time they offer, like all that type of stuff. That they included that before they offered me the job, so I kind of knew what I would be accepting. I asked to think about it, and I thought about it till the following day, mid-afternoon, I think. By the time I left, I was pretty confident I would take this job, but I didn't know for sure. And so then I came home, I talked about it with my parents a little more, then they sent me over an email, like, thanks for coming, here's your application, like, you can sign this, or not your application, here's your acceptance, or not acceptance, here's your job offer, sign this, you know, if you want to work here, we'd love to have you on our team, something like that. And I replied to, I don't think I replied to that email. I emailed the two guys I had the interview with, and I said, thank you so much for your time. I'm really excited for this opportunity. I'm gonna think about it and I'll let you know shortly, like something along those lines, just thanking them for their time. And I thanked them for their time when I was there too before I left. That's important because they are busy. The next day I did accept their job offer, and then I didn't start for 2 or 3 weeks because this company likes to start people in pairs to go through the training together, and I love that because me and the girl I started with, we've gotten pretty close. We don't work out of the same office, but like we call or chat every day to like work through things. So it's been actually a really nice thing that they do. So I've been at this place a little over 2 months now. We just had a super nice Christmas party. They treat their employees really well. So definitely be aware of that when you go into the interview. Like from the time I got there, I could just tell like people enjoy working here. Since I've been there, there's a lot of people that work there for a really long time, and that's a good sign because people don't like to stay at a place that treats them like garbage or is just not a good work environment. So I have a great work environment, and like I was the newest of the new person there, and I had a nice desk with a window and everything. Not every job has the ability to offer that, but I did, and I love it so much. And it's like not every day is the best, easiest thing ever, but I'm learning a lot. And coming in at 18, I was 18 then, the fact that they were even willing to give me a chance, I was really thankful for that. The last thing I just wanted to touch on was some of the questions that I come prepared to ask. So I think if I remember off the top of my head, I asked what makes a person succeed in this position. They were like, wow, we've never heard that one before. That's a really good one. And they laid out like exactly like driven, motivated, customer service, like all things along those lines. But yeah, that's a good question to ask so they know that you're taking it seriously and you want to succeed here and do well. I think the other question, I was trying to remember my questions off the top of my head when I was there. That was the main question that I asked because I felt like the interview I didn't really need to ask too many other ones. I know a lot of people say ask questions, and so I definitely wanted to ask one, but get a feel for how the interview is going because you don't want to ask a question that they've already answered either. And I feel like they had laid everything out really well for me, that I knew exactly what I'd be accepting, what the job would look like. Oh, I think that was another question that I'd had though, was sort of like what the day-to-day operations would look like. They already explained that to me. So just, you know, you don't want to ask something that they just explained because that doesn't look too good on you. Like you can't remember or you can't, I don't know, take their basic instructions. So that's what I did for questions. And you can look up like ask ChatGPT or like look up something like, there's lots of good options out there. So I hope this video is helpful for you. I ended up turning 19 1 week into working there. It's just how my birthday fell, but I have been enjoying it so much, and I'm still super young to have a job like this. I get to get like all dressed up every day, kind of my like corporate wear, and I had to like get all clothes and for that and everything, and I'm like raiding my mom's closet every day. But I've been really enjoying it, and I hope that you guys like this video and that it was helpful for you. If you want to see more like this, please give this video a thumbs up. This is kind of the premise of why I wanted to make my channel, because I definitely felt like there wasn't anybody making videos helping me. It was all like older people like explaining how to get an interview, but I'm like, I'm just coming out of college and like in that age range and we need help. I needed help. If you guys like this video, stick around. I'm gonna try to film a lot more things like this going forward, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.